The line, Sindalah, and Oxyon. This is Neom, Saudi Arabia's vision of the future. It is supposed to become the most sustainable, advanced, and futuristic megacity in the world. Last year in October, when construction started, trailers and videos were released, but 1 year later, it is hard to find information on the progress that the Saudis are making. We will start by looking at the line. In 2021, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman announced the line as Saudi Arabia's most ambitious project to date. The line is intended to be a self-sufficient linear city stretching 100 kilometers from the Red Sea to the city of Tubuk in the east. The plan is to have two 500-meter tall buildings running parallel to each other. The goal is so that you can get everywhere by foot and public transport. This makes sure that no cars or streets or any emissions whatsoever need to be used at all. Such an announcement obviously made massive headlines internationally and drew a lot of attention towards the ambitious Saudi project. In October 2022, drone shots were released of the building of the line beginning, but since then information on the project has gone quiet. In a new exclusive interview with the manager of the project, he claimed that 20% of the infrastructure needed to build the project was already finished. This includes streets, offices, logistics centers, and all this can be seen on satellite pictures spread out along the line. And in comparison to the drone images we were shown last year, there have been some significant changes in these areas. For example, the Neom Community 1 now looks and functions like its own city. It has hundreds of housing units, a school, a mosque, a post office, supermarkets, and a bus station. Even a Starbucks branch has made it there. Furthermore, the excavation work of the main building of the line seems to have made significant progress last year. When looking at it on Google Maps, one can now almost completely follow the beginnings of the foundations from start to finish. Additionally, the coastal section known as the Hidden Marina has also made considerable progress. Here, enormous amounts of earth, sand, and stones are currently being excavated. Up to 1 million cubic meters of earth are excavated every week to make room for construction. By the time of completion, the largest marina in the world is to be built here, capable of accommodating even a cruise ship twice as large as the largest in the world. Besides these works, the construction of the pillings for the main building has also begun. Over the course of the last year, more than 4,500 individual pillings have been installed in a section of the route known as Module 43. At its peak, more than 60 pillings were built through the foundation of the structure every day. This number will probably continue to increase as construction work progresses. Last but not least, the plans for the underground railway system known as the Spine have also been significantly altered. According to reports from June this year, the length of the train line was reduced by 30 kilometers, and the amount of stations was reduced from 48 to just 9. With this significant progress stands the question, how is all this being financed, and who is involved in this mega project? The project is being funded in its entirety by its owner, the Saudi Public Investment Fund, which is controlled by the Crown Prince himself. The fund currently holds $700 billion, and this is the main fuel for the impressive progress. Some other companies involved in the construction are Keller from the United Kingdom, Bauer from Germany, and the French company Soletange Bachy. The Chinese government-owned company Power China is responsible for the construction of the pillings. Also, the Italian company Webuilt and Saudi company Zajco have been instructed to build a train line running from the line to Oxyon. Although the progress of the project is remarkable, there is still a lot of criticism surrounding the topic. In fact, a university professor from New South Wales in Australia claimed the construction of the project is bound to emit 1.8 gigatons of CO2. This number alone is more than 4 times the amount emitted by the UK every year. It's simply not sustainable to stack all the elements of a city of this magnitude vertically. Additionally, there are serious concerns regarding human rights. Many experts report forced relocations to make space for the construction site. According to the United Nations Human Rights Council, some of the protesters have been sentenced to long prison terms, and 3 of them are even facing, quote, the immediate danger of execution, as they have been sentenced to death. This has definitely become a sensitive issue. We now turn our attention to the progress made on the next major development, namely Trojena. Imagine an incredible luxury winter resort in the midst of a vast mountain desert. And although it is similar in size and absurdity to other Neom projects, this project differs in one aspect. Saudi Arabia must complete it in just 6 years. The reason for this is the upcoming Asian Winter Games 2029. Last year, the kingdom won the bid for this prestigious event. Just a few months before the country's bid for the Winter Games, Trojena was first announced by the Crown Prince. The planned resort is located about 50 kilometers from the Red Sea coast in one of the country's highest mountain ranges. Since the initial announcement of the plans, construction work has steadily progressed. Last year, here too, a large part of the work consisted of excavations to make room for the numerous buildings. In total, 1.6 million cubic meters of material have already been excavated on the site for the creation of a huge artificial lake at the center of the project. Work on the area known as the Vault is also in full swing. This is a futuristic city being built between the surrounding mountains. Foundation work for the future ski village also began last year. According to the current status, plans for construction are well underway, and with these considerable progresses within just 1 year, Saudi Arabia seems to be driving towards completion by 2029. However, despite the commitment to meeting the deadline, there are still many open questions. One of the biggest points of criticism is whether it is even possible to sustain a winter resort in such an environment. Temperatures in the mountains can indeed fall below 0 degrees, but snowfall is still very rare. Thus, the project is solely dependent on snow machines. However, their operation requires a significant amount of water and electricity. All this becomes even more challenging considering that more water from the Red Sea is supposed to be used. The water not only needs to be transported over long distances and altitudes, but also desalinated. How all this is compatible with the often mentioned sustainability remains questionable. Now to Sindalah, another project that is currently under construction. It is Neom's luxurious island resort, located off the coast of the city. Conventionally situated in the Red Sea, the island is accessible either by boat or via the Neom Bay Airport. Sindalah, with its harbor of 86 berths, will be a top-class destination for yachts from all over the world. The island will offer 3 luxury hotels, a golf course, and a range of luxury restaurants and shops. This major project, which was only announced last December, is expected to be the first to open within Neom. The developers are already planning to welcome the first guests in 2024. The opening of the island will be important for the entire Neom project, as here visitors can experience for the first time what all this is about. Depending on how the project is received, it could also impact the rest. Given the upcoming opening date, construction work in Sindalah is already in full swing. A look at the satellite images on Google Maps shows that most of the island is already under construction. The roads are completed and the layouts of the buildings are also set. Some houses around the island's yacht harbor even seem to be nearing completion. Moreover, a large part of the grass for the planned golf course seems to have already been laid. The hotel chain Marriott International, owner of the luxury hotels, is already confident that it can complete the construction in time for the opening in 2024. Meanwhile, another community has been established in the northeast of the island, dedicated to the development of the project. This area contains various offices, logistics centers, and housing units for workers. Of all the projects in Neom, Sindalah is the most developed so far. We now come to the fourth and final project in Neom, Oxyon, a floating industrial port city on the west coast of the kingdom. A bit of background. Oxyon is intended to be the economic and industrial heart of Neom. It is a port city located in one of the busiest shipping routes and is meant to support various emerging industries such as renewable energies. One of these companies is the Neom Green Hydrogen Company. The port is expected to become one of the most important industrial and logistics centers of the country. With an investment of 1.9 billion euros, Saudi Arabia hopes to be able to put the first cargo terminal into operation by 2025. Oxyon is also intended to be its own thriving city, with normal residential and tourist districts. Between 2025 and 2026, the first residential settlement of the city is expected to open. However, as of now, this is still uncertain, as the current progress of construction is limited. A quick look at satellite images of the site shows that parts of the infrastructure around the port have been built. A little further south, an Oxyon community has also been established, similar to those around the line and Sindalah, even though here, compared to the other projects, the least has been completed so far. Overall, a clear construction progress for Neom is noticeable. It seems that Saudi Arabia is indeed serious about realizing the vision. What is your opinion on the progress so far? Do you think it's possible that the projects will actually be completed? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.